from a script that I created because I'm not too good with speaking, public speaking. Okay, so again, my project is on the meerkat, aka the suricata suricata. They're small mammals in the mongoose family, and they live in the driest, hottest places in southern Africa. Most people recognize them for standing upright and looking around like little guards. And I picked them because when I went to the Lincoln Park Zoo, I got to see them and I fell in love with how curious they were and how small they were as well. I never thought they'd be so tiny. Um, they tend to be very expressive, and I think that they've learned to adapt and survive really well in their natural habitats and climate. So, some background on the meerkat. Meerkats are small carnivores that live in groups underground. They're part of the mongoose family, and I would say that they're built to survive in the desert. Carl Lanius officially described them in 1776, but their family line goes back millions of years. Fossil and DNA evidence shows that their ancestors were already living in Africa during the late Paleocene. Over time, natural selection gave them a mix of physical features and behaviors that helped them handle extreme heat, avoid predators, and work together as a group. Okay, so some concepts that I've learned in biology that applies to this creature. In terms of where they fit in the like animal family tree, meerkats um are within like the I can't say this word, Herpestidae family, along with animals like, the banded mongoose. They share a common ancestor with other mongooses that lived millions of years ago. Scientists figured out, or scientists figured this out by comparing their DNA and physical traits. Um, and they've been able to like map out their relationship to these other species relatives by using phylogenetic trees. So their home environment, the dry grasslands and deserts, really did shape their evolution. And traits like heat tolerance and building deep burrows came directly from them needing to survive in their environment and, maintain like, I don't know if homeostasis is the word for them, but that kind of like internal homeostasis, or if that's the right word, regulation, just internal regulation. So meerkats do have quite a few unique adaptations. They have dark patches around their eyes that actually cut down the glare from the sun so they can spot predators. Their claws are perfect for like digging burrows and finding food underground. One of the most fascinating things about them to me is how social they are with themselves, but also I kind of noticed with people when I saw them. Um, they live in groups, and within their groups, everybody helps each other. Like they all pitch in. So some stand guard, some will babysit the meerkat pups, some will hunt. This kind of like teamwork amongst themselves really like boosts the group's survival rate, and it teaches the young how to like take care of themselves and each other. Meerkats are not endangered, but things like climate change or like habitat loss and disease could potentially impact them in the future and may lead to them being extinct. Hopefully not. So, in conclusion, on the meerkats, looking at them through like an evolutionary lens, it really shows how both body features and social behaviors can evolve together over time. Again, like from things like their claws or their eye markings or um, how they have like their group setup, group strategies. It's all a result of having to like adapt to an environment that's pretty difficult to survive in otherwise. But they figured out how to survive and how to thrive within their environment. And they figured out how to do it in places that are extremely hot or they have or places that have like scarce resources. So yeah, tracing their DNA, again, mongoose related. And this also helps us understand why or where they fit in the grand scheme of how mammals evolve over time. And when it comes to their evolutionary history, I wouldn't say there's any like controversy to it. Pretty much, it's pretty straightforward. Scientists pretty much agree on where they belong in the family tree. Um, the only debate that there is like the timeline of when they split from their original mongoose species. So it's more about the fine details of things than anything else. And yeah, for me personally, I really do think that meerkats are a great example of how living in a difficult place can really push you to grow and push you to figure out how to survive there. And it also shows how like cooperation and community amongst any species can really be just as impactful in your survival as like your physical adaptations. So yeah, that is my presentation and I hope I didn't do too bad. Have a great rest of your summer.